Happy New Year, guys.
Happy
Hello.
Happy
New Year.
And we're back.
Is this season 2?
This is season 2. They somehow let us do season 2 of the recap.
God bless.
I know, right?
God
Wow.
bless.
It's excellent. It's wonderful and exciting. And obviously, this is you've been back, but this is my first day back in the office. So I would like, in terms of a review of your Christmas breaks and end of your breaks.
Okay.
At least 2, but no more than 6 adjectives, please,
Okay.
to
Adjectives?
describe
Oh,
your Christmas break.
Adjectives.
What are we going for?
Food,
Lovely.
work from home,
Okay.
and music.
Beautiful.
I know.
Very,
Nice.
very
It's
nice.
just music.
Any specific kind of music or?
Is it music that you played or music that you created?
Music that I created, I put out in this world. I am a musician reborn from the ashes.
Mainly
but,
synths.
Hyperpop.
Hyperpop.
I love it. I love it. You wanna go?
Everyone's looking at me, so I'll
Yeah.
go.
All right, go for it.
Vegetative.
You have a car accident or?
No, I didn't do
Oh,
anything.
okay.
I rested. So vegetative.
Nice.
Rejuvenating.
Nice.
Sweet. I was with my family. It was nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was very nice.
Lovely.
It was nice. It was a good time.
Also, e-girl WOOOO.
Oh yeah, e-girl WOOOO. I got a Nintendo
Woo.
Switch. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. Been asking for it for months. Here we go.
This is when I'm going to have to be the old guy again. What was that word or sound that you made?
Woo.
WOOOO.
Ego woo woo. Right. Okay. And so,
Oh, yeah.
how did that prompt? But how does that prompt?
So gamer girls
girls
online do like a ooh woo,
Right.
like kind of like
Dan,
almost baby.
can you please look into the camera and give us your best?
So just the
So you have to like look with like a
shy,
please,
timid,
like, shy.
almost scared.
Put your fingers together like
Fingers
this,
together.
and then look at the camera and just go ooh,
Ooh.
in the most high pitched voice that you can do.
Bonus points if you put your knees together.
Yeah, and if you point your toes at each other.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2. Oh, there we go. That's the sound of a 37-year-old man putting his knees together.
Here we go. Woo woo. Oh my!
There it
Oh
is.
my god, that was also the meme at the same time.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That was a hybrid. I
It's
love that.
me.
You're victimizing me because of my age, and that is technically illegal, guys.
You were the one who said, "What is an ooh woo?"
That's true. And Julian, a few words.
Lazy,
Lovely.
in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
and would drunk count?
Yeah, for
Drunk
sure.
would
For sure.
absolutely
Cool.
Counts for
For
so
sure,
much.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drunk. Yeah.
Drunk on what?
Alcohol.
And
love.
Life,
Love.
liberty,
Love, life, and
and justice.
Beautiful
justice, and the
for
pursuit of
all.
happiness.
Japanese wine that
Yeah.
doesn't
Oh, yeah.
taste like wine.
Oh yeah. We had Dan try soju. It was
Don't you
fantastic.
still have it in your
call
locker?
it Japanese
We-
wine?
I have
Is
my
it- it is
whiskey in my
Japanese
locker.
wine, isn't it?
Wait, soju is wine?
It's
Soja boy up in it.
it's oh god. Whoa.
Oh.
Hi.
I'm so sorry. It's Japanese plum wine, I believe, or rice wine, or no, sake is rice wine.
Sake is
It's like
rice
Okay.
apple
wine.
wine
Then
or
it's
something, wasn't it?
apple wine.
Apple
That's what it
wine.
was. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's apple
I am
wine.
so surprised. I thought soju was just soju.
Soju.
It was just
That was-
so
there's
Like
no
chill.
more.
alcohol. It just is.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
Let's start the show quickly before.
And without further ado,
Soja boy up in it. Whoa, while we crank it, while we roll.
no, but real quick, yes, you tried soju. What did you think about it? I mean,
It's
you know,
just dangerous. It's the
Yeah.
kind of thing that I'm glad I didn't know about when I was a teenager, because it just like it doesn't take. It just tastes like it tasted in that kind of slightly artificial flavoring that like flavored yogurts have.
oh yeah.
Of like,
I know what you mean.
and yogurts aren't alcoholic. They shouldn't be alcoholic. You should know that you're drinking
That
alcohol.
would-
But it was just, it was, yeah. It was delicious, but dangerous.
I just love to have a probiotic in the morning and get drunk at the same time. That's just
Was that passion fruit stuff or soju just apple?
That's the
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. So it's all flavored and stuff. I think the brand that I got, we just quickly grabbed one from the liquor store. I wasn't sure, but like there are certain brands that taste a little bit sweeter, a little bit more like that alcohol taste. This one was kind of in the middle, a little bit more towards like the alcohol taste.
So there's ones that are even
Tastes
less.
even sweet. When I tell you, like you can just throw it back and like.
It's kind of like Billy's thing. That Billy has this thing that removes the taste of alcohol from shots. And like you literally cannot taste it.
Oh, did you
like,
guys try
we
that?
tried it
Yeah.
with whiskey.
Yeah, we tried it with
Where
whiskey.
was that?
Cannot
What does whiskey taste
test
like
it.
without the alcohol?
Nothing.
Well-
it was whiskey cran, and you just tasted the cranberry juice.
So I think it's marketed as removing the alcohol taste from alcohol. But I think what it actually does is that it's easier for you to chase something right after. Because then it infuses it, and so you don't taste as much of the alcohol during that process. But at some point,
Wait, I'm confused.
But doesn't
What?
that just dilute it?
right, exactly. Because I think it's just a
that
quicker
with
chaser. I think it's an easy way to chase drinks.
But
So instead of so think of it this way: instead of taking the shot then chasing it, you can do both at the same time.
Oh,
You see
but
what
I
I'm saying?
didn't taste any alcohol.
Right.
Like zero.
But that's why it's so popular. I'm guessing because
Yeah.
it's like it works.
So I wouldn't say it's just diluted. Like it's just like
It's still there.
gone. But
You
I
just-
didn't try like the initial
Oh, you
sip
should've-
that you did where you,
should have
did
taken
taste the
initial.
alcohol.
Yeah, no, I took that whole shot.
Yeah,
and
so-
that's the thing. It's like it looks like a test tube that's like this big. And I
Ah,
asked Billy, I was like, "Is this one shot?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Oh my god!
I'm like, "That doesn't look like a shot. That
were you
looks
getting
like three."
turned at the office, Julian?
After hours after I've clocked out for legal
Exactly.
reasons,
I would have stayed clocked in,
not
to be honest.
during
It's
the hour.
office after dark.
You know, it's better I didn't try. I can't do shots anymore. I can't.
That's a lie. I've seen you do shots in 2023.
No.
Like
You have-
October 2023.
You have. I had a bad experience last month that I can't do it
Oh.
anymore.
A few moments later.
Since we mentioned soju, I think one of our episodes, we should do soju shots for all the nays that we give out.
We have a bottle upstairs.
I know, that's why I'm thinking.
Do you want to do it right now? I
But,
will.
like, we're on the clock and recording.
I can't do shots anymore unless you're going to do them right now. In which case, I absolutely let's do them. Let's do
11
them.
a.m. or 10 a.m.
I've had my oatmeal. I'm good to go, bro.
good. I'm so good. I'm satiated. I'll do it.
I will say, Marissa, now is your chance to take shots at the contestants that we see here on AGT Fantasy for season 2 of the Recap Room podcast.
As a pro,
Woo!
Yeah.
And now, on to the show. Everyone, welcome to the Recap Room, your go-to podcast for all the inside scoop and hot takes on all our favorite shows. We are now here in season 2, the first episode. We're going to be talking about AGT Fantasy, and we have Ida here with us,
Hello, everyone.
and then we have Dan,
hello.
and we got Marissa,
What it do?
and me, Julian. Hello.
Hi, Julian.
Hi. So before we start, we are going to be talking about AGT Fantasy League Season 1, the new show that just started off with AGT, and we're going to be talking about Episode 1. How did we feel about the first episode? What
Kind of crazy, really. I mean, it's they know what they're doing in terms of just pick it. It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
It's just good stuff. And I'm going to preface, I'm going to be given some nays as well as slays. Ultimately, on a regular episode, this is just a sea of slays. But,
A sea of slays.
Because it's all the standard I felt was just so high.
It's very high.
Yeah.
The bar is set very high right
And
now.
I felt like it was a good balance of like, when I started this job, I didn't know that much about AGT, and I'm from Turkey, right? So like there were even some acts that made their ways to Turkey. So like they used some globally known, like one of their best alumni for this episode, but they didn't exhaust all of them. So like I thought it was a good balance of like, oh my God, this person's the most famous person to come out of AGT, to like, oh my God, this person is really good. I wonder why I didn't pay this much attention to this person before.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good mix overall as well. So.
And using the kind of loophole, because before when they did it the champions, and it's like, well, everyone's got to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
And then with All Stars, they realized, well, there's some champions that maybe in hindsight, maybe not the best. And there's other people that didn't win that we really like. And so it gives them the freedom to like pick out some, hidden gems.
Watch the next season of AGT. AGT, the failed acts. Season
fillers.
1. The fillers. Oh, God.
The fillers. I thought it was good. I mean, it was just like a lot.
Yeah.
Like everything was intense. I
Yeah.
didn't see the whole thing, but it was intense.
I think it was an interesting episode because it's like, again, nothing we've ever seen before. No, part of it that we've seen from the same contestants we all know and love, but also some surprises from some of the contestants, which is pretty interesting too. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting episode to talk about.
Certainly.
But before we start talking about the acts, we're going to go ahead and go into our segment called Slay or Nay, where we go through all of the acts that were on the episode and we say if it was a slay or a nay. We can also say hesitant slay. We can also say some of the in-between words. Marissa, are you down for the cause with slay or nay or hesitant slay?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, sorry, but also just the word hesitant slay. How do you feel about that?
Is
Vibes.
this still a conversation?
This is a
Vibes.
Yes?
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
so it's still just Corey who doesn't like. we're gonna
is
try to
this-
rally.
Is this an issue? Is this an
Corey
ongoing issue?
doesn't like because we say slay or nay, and then we're just like, but hesitant slay. Like if we're kind of like in between, she's like, no, it's one or the other. It can't be in between. But we're like,
Normally I kind of subscribe to that, but I have put a couple in the middle this week, so I'm a hypocrite.
but I feel like we also we made the rules of this. You know,
Yeah.
like yeah.
There's always gray in life, you guys. It's actually never black and white. So if you look at it that way, we should only abide by the hesitant slay. Because there's no fully slay or fully nay.
Dan just gave you a look. Oh boy. All right. Well,
having said that, let's go into this thing where we're categorizing everybody into
before it gets messy, let's go right into slay or nay. Slay or nay? Shadow Ace.
Slay.
Nay.
Oh,
What was Shadow Ace again?
He did the
shadow
shadows.
puppets.
Oh,
That doesn't sound like a slay, I will say, to help you out.
hesitant slay.
I also say hesitant slay. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll discuss.
It was
it
really
soon.
impressive, though.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I can't say nay, but I can't go all slay because I'm like, it's shadow puppets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's impressed to what audience exactly?
Right.
We'll
right.
get to this, guys.
We'll get
This
to
is
it.
slay or
Yeah,
nay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I haven't been on this podcast in a while.
All right. The Unbeatable.
Slay.
Wow. Slay. Okay. Slay.
Ida coming in hot with these nays. Slay.
Oh, they were slay to me.
Slay.
You know,
Okay.
a lot of slay.
I also say slay. Yeah. Kristy Sellars.
I'm going to say a slay or whatever.
Slay or whatever.
Or a hesitant slay.
Hesitant slay. Yeah.
Christy was the
Pole
Pole
dancer.
dancer.
Lara
Oh,
Croft.
I actually that was a slay to me.
That was an infinite slay, and it
Yeah.
was also very like mother.
Yeah.
Let me not add more.
Adding
Hesitant
slay or nay or mother.
Hesitant slay leaning towards slay. Not leaning towards nay. It's leaning towards slay. We'll talk
Got a
about it.
percentage on that?
Yeah.
Or are we thinking like
75, 75, you know. Because then that's also truly in the
We're
middle
making a
of
mockery.
Oh boy. All right, John Dorenbos.
Nay.
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 I said hesitant slay. Leaning towards nay. Percentage 25. All right, Hans.
I've got to say a nay for this.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Really?
I was gonna say hesitant slay.
What?
Anyways, I agree.
Yeah,
I
hesitant
agree.
slay. Hesitant slay.
Say
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say slay, but only for one reason, and we'll talk about it later.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, Kseniya Simonova.
Slay. I think it has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
No.
Yeah.
So impressive.
Yeah.
It's so
The
impressive.
sand girl, right?
Yeah.
Slay.
Also slay.
Yeah.
All right. Maria Seiren.
Who was Maria?
Like the Jewel singer.
the
kind of
singer.
did a duet with herself.
Oh, slay. Slay.
They are like, I'm just going to say they, because like, what is that voice and what is that spectrum? Like, what gender are you? Anyways, they were amazing. They were beautiful. Like, yes, it's slay. Sorry.
Dan coming in with the hot takes. I'm going
to say hesitant slay. I'm going to say hesitant slay.
Hesitant slay, leaning towards slay. So I do. I can't help it, man.
like a 63%.
This one's more of a 72. Billy and Emily England.
Slay.
Hesitant slay.
Yeah, hesitant slay.
I say slay. I say slay.
Yeah.
Tape face.
Nay.
Nay.
I'm bored.
I'm going to say a nay for him as well. I'm
was so
disappointed to say a
underwhelmed.
nay. I love tape face, but
Yeah.
Yeah, hesitant slay towards. Yeah.
Have you done any non-hesitant slay
You know what?
so
I'm
far?
gonna fuck it. I'm gonna say nay.
There we go.
There we go. Can you tell I'm indecisive?
Libra.
God, I can't help it.
Yeah.
We're both Libras. The two
The
Libras.
Libra corner here. The hesitant slays are coming up.
That's
It
what I'm
makes
saying.
sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, you know.
All adds up.
All right. And finally, Kodi Lee.
Slay.
Dan, say it. Come on. I know what you're.
Ooh.
Hesitant nay?
Hesitant. Nay. What does that mean? Wait, hold on. New word unlocked.
I basically got inspired of your leaning towards series. And I wanted to verbalize that.
Wait.
Because if I say a hesitant
makes-
slay, I'm closer to the slay, but not really.
That is so
Hesitant
smart.
nay.
Forget the percentages. This is revolutionary.
Listen to that, Corey. Another one.
On that, Corey.
She's
Corey.
probably like rolling her
Yeah,
eyes.
she
just
doesn't
like,
even realize why, but she's like sweating and angry. She's working like, what's going on?
Why am I upset all of a
Why
sudden?
am I furious?
I say slay. I say slay for this one. We'll get
There's a
into
lot
it.
to talk about, it seems like.
A lot to talk about today, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. All right, we're gonna start off with our first act, Shadow Ace, the shadow puppeteer. I thought it was kind of funny that Howie was just sitting there, not doing anything.
What was his
participating.
head supposed to be?
All kinds
Anything
of
you
things.
want it
It
to
was
be.
a drum. It was a microphone.
It's just,
it
it's
was
smooth and bald.
But it was
a perfect canvas.
and obviously a bald head. And that was all it was.
But also, have you
to
noticed
me.
how perfectly still he's kept his head?
Yeah.
He just
shut
did
down like a
not-
robot.
That's what
It's
I'm saying.
unbelievable. That's talent.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Shadow Ace is really good. I think, yes, it's, a dude making, hand shadows in front of a thing. But
Yeah.
I think the thing that impressed me the most is that from seeing him in the 2023, the regular series, I think this was such an improvement.
I would agree.
Really, like, the speed with which he's like going between the different characters and the different things. I just think it was really kind of night and day from what we saw. I mean, just a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that was like, that's what you want to see on here. You don't want to see people come back on here and just kind of rehash the same thing that we've seen before. Like, give me something new, give me something different. And I think he really did that. And I thought it was very impressive.
About time.
I would say that doing like hands, what is it called? Shadow hands?
Shadow puppets.
Shadow puppets.
Shadow
yeah.
puppets. Doing shadow puppets is categorically, I think it's a limitation of you have certain places that you can go to. But having said that, I think that's exciting as a creative because then what do you do with that limitation? Because like this is mostly geared towards children normally. And then, you have certain figures that you can create and that's it. But how can you tell me a story? I think he was trying to get there. But personally, I've seen such amazing, mind-blowing art created by like limited circumstances that it wasn't just up to par for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, like even with, I don't know, like for example, this is another act that I do want to talk about, but like the pole dancer, I think adding that background of like the Tomb Raider story, I think that just made it mother. It was good, she was very talented, but I was watching it as like, I've seen this a billion times. I mean, there's a screen, okay. But then it just went up to a whole another storytelling portion that really excited me. And I think what was missing here was that, yes, there was skill. Yes, there was talent. Yes, there was creativity. But what was the story that you were telling me that was just like breaking through the limitations of shadow puppets?
I see what you're saying.
That's why I
Yeah.
think I said hesitant slay. I think that's That's why.
Yeah, I just think at its core, like it's shadow puppets. It's like, all right, cool. Honestly, that's really how
So
I
there's
feel.
nothing he could have done, no kind of level that he could have taken it to that would have rocked you to your core.
When I think of shadow puppets, I think of like you're making it with just your hands. I can't remember. Did he like use other props or was it just his
He
hands?
has done before because I follow him on TikTok, which is very good for the form because it's like, here's 20 seconds of this amazing, ridiculous thing. And he sometimes uses like little things for like ponytails and stuff. But I don't think he did with this. I think it was all just his hands.
That's cool.
Which is
That is cool. If it stays that way, I think I would maybe change my opinion.
Okay.
But if it's just like shadows with like do you know what I mean? Like when you're creating something out of just your hands, like that's where it's impressive to me.
Yeah, it's the kind of act that I think you should have, as somebody said once with the Olympics, like with every Olympic event, let's have a regular person try that Olympic event just so you can see how difficult this is. And like anybody, when you see a light or a projector and you think, oh, I can do some hand puppet, and it's so difficult. And he's making faces, he's making people, he's making just ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? I think my beef with this concept of AGT, like not the regular ones, but like these like fantasy league or champions, I think my beef with that is there's no element of a regular person attempting to do that thing. Right. And I think what makes the regular AGT seasons more exciting is that you have these, let's face it, like there's so many professionals just added, like sprinkled into regular AGT seasons. But then you also have regular people attempting to do good things. So you have a reference point of how legendary these like professionals are performing. And I think that's like the main allure most of the times. But in these concepts, everybody's just so good.
Right.
So that you kind of like underestimate what they're doing. Maybe you're not that because your reference point.
So you need more nays. Needs more obvious nays.
Exactly. I think so.
There's your episode title right there.
That's it right there. Need more nays. I don't know. I mean, I think the idea or the concept of shadow puppets is interesting and impressive, but again, is it a giant act that I would like to kind of just be like, whoa, I could totally watch this in like Vegas. Like I always compare these things to like, would I see this in Vegas? Would I want to see this as like a show? I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's impressive. Again, I thought it was hilarious that just Howie just sat there,
Just sitting there.
just didn't do anything. I also thought it was hilarious that at the end, I think Shadow Ace made a person kissing Howie's head at the end. And I was like, oh, that's a nice touch.
Beautiful bald head.
Oh God, it's just, I don't know. Do people shine their heads? Like,
I think there's some kind of lacquer that can be applied.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't be surprised. Some of these heads smooth as hell.
Yeah.
Shiny.
Have you felt someone's like bald head before?
Yes, I have.
Oh my God.
It's like a dolphin.
I think it's oil.
Oh, you know what?
I
It
think
might
it's
be.
oil.
It might be. You may have to like
Is it?
because
Skin.
some people they have to shave it. It's something they're completely bald. It's just they shave it because the way the hair grows. And then they put moisture. That's probably why. Yeah.
We should ask Billy.
I was going to
We
say,
should.
we
We
have
should.
one bald person in the office.
Baldy.
It's not really our place to discuss the business of the bald out there.
But it's
I
funny.
They
can't
need to
make
tell
jokes.
their own story.
I
guys.
can't speak for bald people.
It's funny. I feel like if we were to
Listening and
ask
learning.
Billy to like touch his head, he'd be like, sure, absolutely. Like no hesitation. He wouldn't even question it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Billy had like a towel and he just like a bowling ball.
Billy, we have a request. Can we touch your head?
Okay. The soft part?
Wait, is there a hard part? Oh, it is. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
I can also make my head to a Shar-Pei.
A what? I'm sorry.
Shar-Pei dog.
Do you have a head care routine?
I steam, and then I shave in the shower, and then I put stuff on after to kind of mat it up so it's not too shiny.
So the shine, what I'm understanding is shine doesn't come from a product. Shine comes from a lack of a product.
Yeah.
So it's just people are just oily.
Makes
It makes sense. If you're a viewer and you are bald yourself, please let us know in the comments what it is that you think about being
Drop
bald.
the
And if there's,
routine.
We want to hear you. We want to feel you.
Yes. Your head specifically.
Their head. Yes.
Yes, not
The skin on your head.
Let's move on before this gets any weirder.
And that shadows.
Oh God. Next act, we have the Unbeatable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tight.
They got motorbikes on the freaking stage. Like I keep thinking about this. I keep thinking about this act, and I'm just like, I want to go to a rehearsal. I need to see what this is like, you know? Because like, how the frick do you rehearse? Like, who came up with the idea? Just being like, we're gonna mount 5 people on this bike, and then do a backflip or something, or like.
I love that you wanted to go to the rehearsal. Like, no, I want to see how they worked it out.
I need to see the mechanics.
I want to see the physics.
So Marissa and I have this ongoing thing in the office. Actually, Marissa, do you want to go ahead and?
Yeah. Anytime Julian says honestly anything, he'll say like the hard drive. I'm like, oh, the hard drive.
When I'm asked a question about anything, or even like Nintendo stuff, like because recently we've been all just like kind of obsessed with like Switch and stuff.
Yeah, it started when my brother would talk about Marvel, like, and he would just like get into it, and I'd be like, "No, Daredevil," and he'd be like, "Shut up!" But it's just funny.
Speaking of Daredevil, did you hear that it's canon? It's canon. It's canon.
Really?
We'll talk about that later.
I agree with this one.
Daredevil's canon.
We're all excited for Echo dropping all 5 episodes on the 9th of January.
It's so bad. It's out of love.
To all the nerds out there, please tell us about your experiences.
Shout out,
as well.
nerds.
Woo. But yes, so I want to go to the rehearsals and see their flips.
The choreography, I want them to do it with action figures. With them like, I think maybe we could like flip over here and do this. And them thinking, right, we've got this fantasy league thing coming up. How do we take it up to the next level? And someone just...
They probably have one of those like
motorbikes?
wooden sticks like sticking through the action figure so they can like so we're just
up,
gonna
and then you jump up and then flip, and then we'll just throw you. I mean, they're incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I think even if they did that as a talent, like that would have been impressive.
No, you're right. You're right.
Stick figures on the stage. Like,
So we haven't had time to rehearse
shadow
this, but basically what it's going to be is
Toy soldiers.
just imagine our regular act, but like this is what we would do.
exactly. Like,
Just like this is good.
wild. There. I don't think there's a lot to say about it, and we don't have a lot of time as well. Like it was beautiful.
Yeah.
If I can throw in one criticism, and it's not of them.
Oh, here we go.
It's the kind of you know how when you're watching an action film sometimes, and when there's a big stunt, and I'm thinking in Casino Royale where he flips the car over and it rolls like 8 times.
Oh yeah.
They just have one shot, and because every cut, it's like, are you cheating here? Are you cheating? I wonder whether The Unbeatable is over edited. I wonder whether it would look more impressive if there was more just put a camera on what they're doing and look at it, because it's difficult to kind of keep track of where they all are and what they're all doing. And I think sometimes it's like it's the same in wrestling as well. Like when there's too many cuts, you think like, well, what? Just it's impressive enough.
It is easy to hide stuff.
Exactly.
We hide stuff all the time in the recap room. Just to let you know, we literally have to get up and pause the cameras. Or no. Yeah, we have to cut the cameras every 20 minutes.
These recording sessions go on for 7 or 8 hours sometimes. So it's just really...
We're really compressing it. God, I have to edit the first episode. But yeah, and we don't have a third camera. We just have 2. We just move one of them. But
2 cameras.
Yeah, it's great. But anyways, yes.
So sad. Only 2 cameras, not 3.
Also, we're 3 minutes overboard.
Are we?
Yes.
We need to stop talking. Marissa, tell us your hot take on Unbeatable real quick.
Love it. Crazy, explosive, amazing, never the same.
Totally unique.
They are never the same.
Yeah, never the same.
Blender.
Yeah, but I agree. Like with the cutting away,
Just
let us see your secrets. What are you hiding?
Yeah. The dude running over the people who are on the... I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Looks like an action film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be talking about Mother, as stated previously. Kristy Sellars.
Again, what is Mother?
What
is Mother?
So here's the preface. Gay people can't compliment other people with like normal stuff. Like that was good. That was cool. It has to be like boots the house down.
Yep.
She ate even the plate. No crumbs left anywhere. Like that kind of stuff. It can't be just like really good. So mother is kind of part of that whole theme.
Okay.
Of like, oh my God, that's so mother.
So if you could pretend that you were just like a kind of a straighty, what synonym might you use?
Phenomenal. It's like she gave birth to a whole bunch of feelings, you know? Not that you have to give birth to be a mother.
Mother is a state of mind.
Exactly.
It's not quite as simple as like,
Dan, you got tears in your eyes, man.
I asked for just like, what's just the pared down verse? She gave birth. Okay, cool.
So Dan, if you could look straight into the camera and tell us who are your 3 examples of mother to you, besides your own mother.
Besides my own, people who've given birth. I mean, if it's just if it's just people who are phenomenal, is it just people like women who are phenomenal? Is this
women,
right? Okay,
yeah,
or birth
or
givers.
like very like queer men can
Okay.
be mother, I guess.
Feminine energy.
Yeah.
We can say.
Okay.
Divine feminine, yes.
God, you guys make it so difficult to choose. Oh gosh. I will say this. I'll say Bruno Tonioli.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Is Bruno
Bruno.
Tonioli mother?
Yeah.
Bruno from Dancing with the Stars, BGT.
And
Oh,
Strictly.
naughty girl, very naughty.
Is that, or is he too?
He's Twink Death.
Twink Death. What?
I think we need to move.
Welcome to Dan Gets a Lesson in
In queer culture. Gay lingo.
I mean, you can say mother. Yes, you can say mother. I would say he's a little too
To you, he's mother.
Dan, you're just going down the rabbit hole at this point.
Say just stick to women. Stick to women. Let's say stick to women.
Oh my god.
Queer men is the
I'll give
advanced
you an example. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga
Mother.
is, I mean,
Lady
she literally
Gaga's
was
mother.
calling herself Mother Munster.
Yeah, she is mother.
She's the trope namer. Oh Lord. Just women. And do they have to? Okay. Haley Atwell. She from
Wait, from Maggie from Captain America?
from Captain America, and then she was in the most recent Mission Impossible film, and she was amazing.
she's
It
mother.
can be mother for sure. And
can be
she's
mother.
acting in like action
Yeah.
movies.
Oh, yeah.
Mother.
That's
for
mother.
sure.
Okay, but
Mission
now
Impossible mother.
I was going to say, can mother be a subjective term where you yourself think the person is mother?
for sure.
Right? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead,
sure.
Dan.
Wait, I wonder
sure.
who you were thinking of.
No. I'm just saying in general, just because,
Yeah.
because y'all were questioning whether or not she was mother. So I'm just
Objects
thinking.
can also be mother, by the way. Like, for example, have y'all seen the chair that like that does like these?
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
the cunty chair.
No, I haven't seen
Chair
it.
8.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's mother.
Could a Stanley Cup be a mother?
Stanley. Well, yeah. I mean, she got out of that accident with no scratches. Mother behavior for sure.
I see people running, fighting each other in Target.
I
Yeah.
feel like our new segment shouldn't be Slayer Nay, it's mother or not.
Mother or not? Yeah, no, I would agree.
Stanley Cup, like what the ice hockey teams.
No, Dan, no. There's a cup company that is truly taking the world by storm.
Oh, we're talking about the
yes! Oh my
mug,
God!
the
I'm
tumbler
talking about
mug,
the NHL Stanley Cup. What do you mean?
I have to show you what this.
People were lining like at Target at
you
4
know me?
a.m.
I feel like at the moment I don't know anything.
Oh,
Welcome to 2024, Dan. Everything has changed.
It's a cup. It's a cup brand called Stanley Cup, and they make like camping things, but then they have these like tumblers.
By the way, they've been around since 1930s, apparently. Or maybe
Correct.
earlier. Like
They're an
a
older
very
brand.
old brand.
They're an older brand, but they're just coming to like fruition in their like social prominence because they
These mugs right over here.
Everyone's loving the cups
right,
because they're
okay,
nice
yeah.
and baked, but
Just
you
like
can
So how is that, man? Every time I feel like I get even a finger hold on this goddamn turn.
All right, Dan.
I mean, but also this style, this table is mine.
You've named one person. Just name two more. Let's just get on to Kristy Sellars.
Judy Dench.
Mother. Name a woman. Name a woman.
Name a woman? Name a woman?
Name a woman.
Oh, any woman?
Any woman.
Emma Thompson.
Mother for
Slay.
sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's
You
move
got
on.
it. You got the basics.
Let's move on to let's go back to the mother in question, or the mother we've been talking about, Kristy Sellars. So she was impressive. She was amazing. I of course, Dan needs a moment. Dan is just. Don't worry, we'll talk about Twink Death later.
That's coming up.
More
with
to come.
Hans. Hans
Yeah.
is Twink Death.
So just absolutely impressive. I think her timing is just impeccable with the AR background.
Yeah.
It looks really, really cool. My only thing is that I can see how people can see that it comes off as cheesy. Yes. That is the only thing where it's like, it looks a little too it can look comical, but other than that, strength-wise, what she's doing and how she's doing the timing, and I'm pretty sure whoever put that background, that's got to take a lot of work too. So
Yeah, I feel like with pole dancing especially, I mean, people just think it's like, busting it down, Tatiana, and like that's it. You're just doing the sexy.
It's an artistic thing.
But
That's what I was gonna say,
she really busted down Tatiana.
Yeah.
She really does make it
do
like.
you understand what that means, Dan?
Damn, more. Just add more to the docket. We'll explain during lunch.
How old
Over
are you,
lunch,
Dan?
we'll talk. But I really did think that it was like it showed that it was a lot more. First of all, it was a great display of strength because that shit is hard, but. Just the timing
when she's just climbing up it.
Yes.
Arms.
Insane.
Yep.
Insane.
Yep.
And she looked effortless.
Effortless.
No, just
Eternal slay.
and the flag. Did you see the flagpole?
Yep.
Oh my god,
Crazy.
insane.
It was just beautiful. What I love the most about it is the storytelling aspect. That's why I mentioned it during Shadow Ace as well. I think it's also really nice that she's doing winking at a very iconic female character in gaming, for the gaming community, I guess. I would consider myself a new gamer girl, but I've always played Tomb Raider for sure, and it's Lara Croft has always been mother, and I think she really embodied that persona and just took it to the next level by using her art form, because I think we've seen such good pole dances that even pole dancing can be limited in its own, because you're going to do something acrobatic and you're going to do something that is hard to achieve with a human body basically. But then you take that and you're like, that's not even the half of it. I'm going to tell you a story about me going through this game or whatever. And then it just becomes a whole experience. And, it had the nostalgia aspect for me. It had the woman empowerment aspect for me. And it had the physical strength and the mind-blowing aspect for me. So I thought it was a overall 10 out of a 10 performance.
It's an act I could totally see in the same vein as kind of the Mayas, where you see dance as one way, but they made it something else entirely.
Yeah.
And I feel with this one, she's kind of on that path a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing that took it down from an absolute slave for me is I almost feel like, again, the kind of evolution from the first time we saw her is I feel like all the background stuff kind of was too much, maybe.
That's a fair point.
Because it turned it into this kind of Universal Studios stunt show thing, which is great. And the timing and the again, the choreography of it and sorting out the thing was amazing.
That and pole dancing, you never thought it would overlap.
But, and then every so often she goes back to this pole and you're like, oh yeah, she's pole dancing. That's kind of weird that she's doing that in the middle of this. So it was almost like she starts out and she's like, hey, I'm a pole dancer. Oh, and I've come up with this screen thing that will add to the pole dancing. And then everybody goes on about the screen thing. So they make that bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's are you just be jumping around? Do you need the pole anymore?
Yeah.
Is that kind of, I don't know. I feel like it
I see
kind
your
of
point.
overshadowed
I see your point.
the poliness.
I feel like she could have had more than one pole. And that would have maybe
I
solved if she like
agree.
interacted with different poles with like as if like that was, you know, the background and like I don't know. Maybe she needed more poles.
More polls.
More polls.
More
More polls. More polls.
More community polls.
But overall, I think it was a good. I think it was just great. You know, like even from the first time that we saw her, where she introduced the concept to where she's at now, great improvement.
Yeah.
And like people just love her. You know,
Yeah.
so
I'm rooting for her for real.
Awesome, like before she got into like the Lara Crofty stuff, had that like red swoopy
Yeah.
thing. When
Yeah.
she's going around,
Yeah.
when
That
she's
was also
going around.
beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Really good.
so Kristy Sellars, mother,
Oh my god, mother or whatever.
mother
Or whatever, for sure.
She's not Twink Death at all.
He's trying.
We're getting there.
I'm doing my best.
All right, next we're moving on to our fan favorite, John Dorenbos. Okay. I'm going to start off by saying I think that the trick was impressive to a certain degree. I think, and it's funny because it was one of the first tricks that I saw at Tannen's Magic Shop was that same trick. As soon as I saw the wine
So
glass
you
and
just
cards,
bought it.
that's the thing.
John.
I've seen this magic I've seen this magic trick
on.
at Tannen's, and I remember thinking, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so wild. And first off, Tannen's Magic Shop is amazing. If y'all are interested in going to appreciate magic and stuff and to like check out some cool tricks and maybe buy something there. Tannen's Magic Shop, Midtown. I won't say where it is
Totally
because
sponsored.
getting there is kind of a magical thing as well because it's hidden.
Really?
It is hidden. It's you cannot see it in plain sight.
Oh.
Yeah, it is literally. At some point, if y'all decide to go, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. It's a journey.
Come on, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Right, like- go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. But with that being said, it's an impressive trick. In my notes, I literally wrote, "I'm sorry, but what does sympathy have to do with the magic trick?"
I know.
Like that's
I
the
know
thing that gets me
annoys
every
me.
single time. I mean, we've talked about Dustin
It's
Tavella.
the Tavellaness
Like,
of it all, isn't it?
It's the Dustin Tavella trick, and like we have, we're not huge fans of Dustin Tavella for
Yeah,
many.
he traumatized us
Many.
for a long time to
Not
come.
even that,
Many
he's just
reasons.
annoying.
Anyone who
He's
dresses
just
up as
annoying.
Dustin
Wait, are we
Tavella,
talking
why?
about Dustin?
I don't know. I think we're talking about Dustin Tavella, and anyone who dresses like Dustin Tavella is traumatizing for many reasons. But other than that, there's no reason for there to be any sympathy in a magic trick. Like I understand, fine, maybe you're trying to get points and stuff. Let the trick do its work.
What
Let
do
your
you-
charm, charisma do its work. But don't. Come on, man. Like, what does that have to do with the trick? Anyways,
What do you think about the guy because that one made me cry? Maybe I'm just a sucker for
Magician
like,
X
that kind of
or
stuff. But yes, the
Mark
guy
Luttrell?
who did he was like, well, my child was actually the miracle. Like his, wife had cancer and stuff. Like that was.
What's his name? Mark Spellman.
Mark Spellman.
Yes,
Spellman.
like,
I said
I
Mark
feel like-
Luttrell. Whoops. Sorry,
If you're
Mark.
gonna do it, you need to do it like that. I don't know. It was just like
Build it
that
in more.
was
It's possible to
beautiful.
build it in.
Yeah.
But you can't just say, here's a card trick, and also...
I'm a great father. Like
I mean, the goddamn quote that I wrote down is, be the best dad I can be. Fuck off. Like, Jesus Christ, that's got absolutely nothing to do with any
exactly.
of it.
I love the way you said "fuck off." It's kind of like Succession guy. What was his name? Did you watch Succession?
Fuck off.
Exactly. Just
Fuck off.
I felt that energy. You know.
Thank you.
It's just
Thank
the
you.
energy.
I just, that kind of thing just really annoys me because it is just so transparent, so kind of pandering. And he got a fucking
Manipulative.
round of applause after it. Round of applause. Audience, what are you doing?
Off to the side, there's a
Applauding.
giant thing that says applaud.
Clap.
It's just clap.
And a couple of dudes with some guns.
You better fucking clap.
Those things with the darts.
Reminds me of that episode of The Office. Stanley gets hit with the darts.
Yeah.
And then Meredith's like taking one and just putting it in her coffee. But yeah, no, like, what does it have to do with the trick? Like, again, if it's worked into
Not
the
a
trick,
thing.
if it's worked into the trick well,
Yeah.
Sure, if it's a part of the story and it actually builds a little bit, then yes. But if you're just adding it to get some sympathy points from the audience and the judges,
Shut up.
Which exactly felt like that.
yeah, it just didn't make any sense. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. You don't have confidence in your magic skills then
Like-
if you need to rely on sympathy.
It's like me doing a magic trick for you guys and just being like,
I was
I was,
born in Colombia.
yeah, coming to Colombia. It was always my dream. Out the womb, I knew I was going to be a magician, and now I'm achieving my goals by showing you this one card trick. Was this your card?
Yeah, literally. I was just about to say.
Check your back pocket. Like, the fuck?
Look under your seat. Ridiculous. I mean, think about like
God.
Chris Angel and like all these people. Like you don't know any. Like that's obviously not his real name. He just does magic. Like just leave them. Like the whole thing is that you're mysterious. If you're like, oh my god, my marriage is falling apart. Is this your like I'm like
Trauma dump.
I want to leave.
I've been sleeping on couches for this past week. Now, is this your card?
And the card is empty except for a handwritten note saying, I really need this. Please say yes.
I have no patience.
Have I ever told you guys about the time that I was on the train and there was a magician that was performing magic tricks, and I was sitting there, or no, I was standing by one of the doors, and he's about to perform magic tricks, and he's asking for somebody to participate, and I'm just like, please don't be me, please don't be me, please don't be me. And he goes over to me, he's like, you look like you enjoy magic, and I'm like, oh, more than you ever know.
That's so funny.
And he did this trick, and all I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, just go with it. Just go with it. Just give him the satisfaction. So I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Whatever, fine. So he goes around, asks for tips and stuff. And so I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, it was really cool how you did this trick. And so I'm talking to him about it. And he's like, oh, are you a magician as well? And I was like, yeah, I worked at so-and-so magic shop. And he's like, okay. And he just walked away. And I'm like, I didn't blow your cover, man. Like, at least give me the satisfaction on that. Like, it was just really funny because he just, in the back of his mind, he's like, oh, you just played along. Great. Thanks. Like, I don't know. Sorry.
What do you think it was about you that made you seem like you enjoy magic?
My nerdiness and just being like, those are some impressive cards.
That he was like, this guy.
This guy knows how to get to Tannen's magic.
Yeah, he knows
Possibly the fact that I literally,
the
fact that I literally saw what he was doing and looked down immediately. You know those, when you're in the classroom and you're just like, if I don't look at them, they won't choose me, and it's more reason for them to pick you.
Yeah,
it was that moment.
You had a magician's hat and a cloak,
like
a wand,
a literal cloak.
Me with my lanyard saying "Abracadabra Magic Shop." Just
wonder why.
Oh, that guy must enjoy magic.
This guy.
Just no. You fuck. Hey.
That's when you pretend to be asleep.
Yeah, I should have.
On the train, it works every time. Like going home on NJ Transit, if I'm in one of the only places where there's like another seat left. I'll just pretend to be asleep so no one asks me if I can.
I know.
But what are the chances? Just the one person out of all of the entire train car, and it was a full train car too. Like this dude was like struggling to like move past. Like, how do you pick the one person who's also a magician and who knows what you're doing?
I think the magician part is coincidence, but I think you are giving off the vibe of like, this guy is nice.
Yeah, you're too friendly.
That's why it was funny when you said, do I give off fuckboy?
But
because you give off very nice.
I don't think fuckboys do magic, Julian.
So
You did say that before we started recording. I will just point
there's a backstory to this.
Rewinding.
If you were a follower of the show, my appearance has changed since season 1. I got some tattoos, I got some rings, and I got a chain. But basically, Dan
On a chain with a V cut.
Got a personal stylist. And I said, so what are you looking for? And he just said, fuck boy.
So Dan, we had this conversation because Dan was just like, yeah, he's got some more rings now, and it's really nice. And then we talked about a conversation how the person that I'm seeing now has called me a fuckboy, and I asked if I gave off fuckboy because I got rings and stuff, and I asked if it was a consensus in the office that I am giving off fuckboy vibes. Thankfully, the consensus is you don't act like one, but you look like one.
Yeah.
So. And then Dan asked the age-old question.
What is fuckboy?
Papa.
Do tell.
Yeah. So
From whence do we know fuckboy?
hence
Does the
why
fuckboy live downstairs?
fuckboy has come up right now. So
Half
Yeah.
the day is
Yeah.
just these young people explaining what language is to me.
just Dan, I'm gonna make a highlight of just Dan learns new words.
Oh, I
Dan,
love
don't
that. It rhymes.
Dan asks the
Dan was
question.
born yesterday.
Very much not yesterday. That's
Oh,
the goddamn
man.
problem.
Anyways, wow, what a great episode to come back to, right?
Yeah.
This
You
is
can
fantastic.
tell that we've got all this pent up
Yeah, I know.
energy. It's just like, we just want to
cooking.
talk about
I'm
stuff.
We've
Somebody
been
cooked
waiting.
here.
Please give us a microphone and some cameras.
I have so many thoughts.
Oh God.
So who's next?
All right, next up we have Hans.
So the reason why I classified this as a Twink Death.
And please explain what a Twink Death is.
A Twink Death. Do you know what a twink is for the
I
beginners?
believe it is a young hairless gay man.
Yes.
Lovely.
It doesn't even have to be gay at this
Nice.
point because it's
No?
like, but it was.
Okay.
It comes from the gay culture. And then the Timothy Chalamets of the world
Twink.
turned out to be straight. So
Timothy Chalabaloo, Electric
Chalabaloo.
Boogaloo.
Chalabaloo?
Shut balloon.
Let's keep on track.
Yes.
So basically, that is a twink. And then a Twink Death is when a twink turns 25. Because where do you go from
They
there?
have to be young.
Yes, like for
key
my
part.
Twink Death, I started estrogen. That was my Twink Death.
But that's not mandatory
but
for
that
all
you
twins.
do not have
In
to
power.
go on.
Rest in power.
So, non-mandatory Twink Death. It was more of a not suggested, but
Encouraged?
we encourage you to go through
Go
Twink
through hormone therapy. No, but like, so twink doesn't happen after 25, and then you have a Twink Death period. Some people grow out of it with like turning into a hunk, whatever. So like into a different like Pokemon category. But some people just like
Jigglypuff.
Wait, Twink Death equals Pokemon evolution.
Exactly. It's the gay
Olivia would be so
evolution.
happy if she was here. She'd be like, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so Olivia.
Yeah, that's so Olivia.
But anyways, Hans, I feel like couldn't grow from his twink era and then became gay for the straights.
Right. Okay.
Because that's the vibe I'm getting. Like he's gay for the straights, and which is okay, but like I'm not really excited about it. It was a good show, but it wasn't boots the house down.
Yeah, I think it's it was as you say a great show. I think I don't think he has a great voice. I think he had a couple of killer gimmicks. Obviously, he's got the accordion, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
great.
Yeah. That was
But
great.
that kind of barely played into it.
Yeah.
He at the beginning, Heidi's like, "Oh, this is the
Liberace's piano.
I'm like, oh my god, that's incredible! He plays it for like 8 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Which I'm just like,
Yeah.
hello.
Like, how much did this cost?
I noticed
to rent
that.
this goddamn piano. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I'm off, and I'm doing this. Like, come on! Like these are your gimmicks, and especially when you don't necessarily have the pipes to
Yeah.
carry your own performance. Like, use
Yeah.
those gimmicks more
Yeah.
than you actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great showman, but I think it's a very good point to say this was a great like cabaret in a bar
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
level performance,
That's a really good way of describing it for like a cabaret kind of moment, for sure. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not quite.
I feel like there were a couple of things that kind of caught my attention. Well, quote of the day, from one bitch to another, right? Like, you know,
That was funny.
that was
Yeah, that was
great.
fun.
That was a great moment right there.
What's that?
Y'all hear that?
It's the Russians.
That's gone now.
The USSR,
They've infiltrated the
Infiltrated.
recap
the
room.
KGB has infiltrated.
Sorry.
There were a couple of things that just got me, but like one of the things that made me feel like, did I miss something? Why were there pretzels did y'all see people in the audience just holding up pretzels?
Maybe it's because he's German.
Is that a
his
German
gimmick?
thing?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Pretzels are
Hans.
German.
His name is Hans.
Right. No. But are pretzels a German thing? Like
Oh
giant
yes,
pretzels?
yes,
so.
yes.
I didn't know this.
Oh yeah, pretzel.
Yeah. Pretzel, yeah.
Pretzel, yeah.
Oh,
When you put
your
the
Heidi
accent, it just
impression
makes
is
sense.
phenomenal.
I think what is your dream? Where are you from?
Yeah, that had me very confused. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a great act. And I was like, why the fuck are there giant pretzels just in the middle?
You know what? Sidebar. This is not related, but we all got to go to like a beer garden place and get some delicious pretzels.
You mean
Yeah,
Biergarten?
beer? Oh yeah, beer garden.
Beer
Ein
garten?
Biergarten?
Eine
Biergarten?
Biergarten with clogs and lederhosen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I will
gorgeous.
say clogs is more Dutch.
Whatever. Whatever, man.
For Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
We have
Let's go to
wait.
Germany.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh my God, are we doing
started,
this?
Wait.
Are we
We
doing
started with let's go to a beer garden, and now
eat
it's
a
just
pretzel.
like eat a pretzel in Germany.
In Germany.
I just got
Let's
my
go to a
visa,
beer
you guys. I'm so excited.
Let's fucking yodel. Drink some beer.
Wait, can you yodel?
Beer.
All right,
Can I yodel?
everybody, give your best yodel. Marisa?
Yodel.
I'm going to go one further, if I may.
Nice.
This is so much pressure. Okay.
We won't look at you. Don't-
Yodelay, 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 yodelay.
Oh.
That was really good.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Everyone upstairs is so confused.
There's a high bar here, Julian.
Yodel, yodel, yodel. Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the best I can do.
Yeehaw.
Some good yodeling, guys. Wow.
Nice.
Heidi would be proud. But
I'm
yeah.
very proud.
Yeah.
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 What's your dream?
What is your dream?
Where are you from?
Wow. I like it there. So, backstory, real quick sidebar. We made our birthday video for Corey. She thought it was going to be the epic happy birthday songs, which, if you haven't heard about this, literally type in your own name, happy birthday, your own name, or a friend's name. Usually very generic names will work best. But you will find this extravagant video made by the epic happy birthdays guys. Shout out to you. But
TR signature.
basically, she thought she was going to be getting one of those, but instead we made her a mock AGT video. And if you're curious about this AGT video, and if we're allowed to post this, maybe we can put it up unlisted. Let us know if you want to see it. Maybe we can include it as an extra.
Or even just a little taste.
You know what?
Taste of it.
Here's a little taste of it. Hi, hello. What is your name?
Where are you from? Okay.
Okay.
I love it there.
What are you going to do for us today?
I like you already. I've got a good feeling about you. Good luck.
So yeah, Marisa, you can take Heidi's spot anytime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So Hans, yeah, Hans.
Yeah, Hans.
He's a great,
A little musical theater
German.
like number moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're on a bill with all of these people, it's
It's a
Yeah.
bit tough.
not quite.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next person. We have Kseniya Simonova.
The sand. Very cool.
I thought it was very cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
It's-
Yeah.
I thought it was a really weird story, I will say,
Yeah.
about a son that goes to
Yeah.
goes to space.
Yeah.
It was a metaphor, Dan.
Twas a metaphor.
metaphor.
I
Twas a
just have to
metaphor.
ask about the sun in space. Was the sun just was the kid just standing there in the dark, just waiting to come out?
I mean, it must have been. I
Just-
thought that was a good ending. I thought that was a real nice ending.
But I could just imagine her having a conversation. So, hey, I need you for my act. I need you to stand
Yep.
for 5 minutes while I do my thing.
Ice
and
cold.
then you walk in a spacesuit. Like, yes. But it was great. It was.
I thought it was really weird at the beginning when she's like lip syncing along to the phone conversation. I thought, that's weird. I don't understand that. But
Yeah,
then
I didn't
obviously
love
it makes
that.
it like she had to do that in order for the end bit to make sense.
But now, was there a little bit of a gap in the story? Because I feel like, who was it? Was it Mel or Heidi that mentioned that they were just like, I didn't really, it was Mel. She was like, I didn't really get the story. I didn't
Yeah.
really understand it. It didn't kind of make sense, which maybe there was a little bit of a gap, but I also think it was just, I mean, she needs time to kind of like
Yeah.
get everything together, which also I wrote down, I feel like we should just rename this for like a certain demographic. Sand dart, any percent speed run would be good.
It is crazy to think that this is one take.
Yeah.
Like she's doing all of these drawings in one take.
How?
It's so quick and so like precise, but sometimes it's also not precise. It's all very organic. And so I just think like the story might not have been quite necessarily, because before she's done ones about like, immigration and parents losing children or children losing whatever. The story might not have been great, but the actual bare bones of what she's doing is it's like the Unbeatable.
It's insane.
It's so impressive.
It's insane.
So impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I agree.
I think
I've spoken for
I
the
gotta
group.
say, I gotta say
I
something
agree.
about the
Fair enough.
subject matter. I think, in like, when was it when she was doing the immigration?
It might have been when she was on BGT Champions.
Because I feel like,
really good one on that.
wait, do you remember like the era, like the years?
Reputation
BGT
era.
Champions, I think they only did one. 2019, 2020 or something. It's fairly recent.
I would just say like, I think we're gonna see this more and more. Using like doing political art in mainstream is gonna get less and less. I can definitely see that. Like I think we're entering a period where it's gonna be a lot more things are gonna be more taboo to talk in mass media. I think it might have been that because like Follow Your Dreams did feel very much like the idea of like the American dream. Americans are dreamers, kind of like a revert back to that kind of an optimism a little bit, which feels like a little bit tone deaf right now because like we're gonna die in like 40 years. Why are we even dreaming? Like what was it? Flowers are blooming in Antarctica, like But I do feel like we're entering a period of like not. Anyway, like this is kind of a side tangent, but I think we're gonna see that more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I zoned out there for a little bit. Sorry.
It's okay.
Anytime I say anything political, that's always the reaction I get.
No,
I hate it.
No, not even that.
How are
Hans,
we expecting the audience to pay attention if you can't
Exactly.
even pay attention?
I told you there are
shouldn't
some acts I didn't see. I only got like a glimpse of Hans.
It wasn't Hans.
Oh shit! Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I will never say
right.
anything political
Can
ever
you cut
again.
that out?
No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. It's all good. Anyways, let's just move on. Let's just move on with the next act. We have Maria Seiren. That was an Andrea Bocelli song, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a duet.
Conti partiro.
Time to say goodbye, no?
Yes.
Italian, classy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great song. It's a great performance. I thought, like the look with the hair and that was amazing. It's a shame, I will say, that she's come after Marcelito Pomoy.
I was gonna say, Marcelito Pomoy did it first.
Yeah.
So.
It's such a shame because that's the same kind of gimmick. But I mean, it's incredible. I will say, again, I put this as a hesitance lay. I'd love, obviously, the kind of the jumping between the two registers. But at points she was doing it like within the same line, and that seemed like a bit kind of gimmicky and like I'm just kind of showing off, which obviously the whole goddamn thing's showing off. But like, do a line and then do another line is that high and low, but don't. It just seems a bit too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, it was incredible, and the final note was like
Crazy.
Smack you in the face. Really, really good.
I just thought that the only negative thing I can say about this performance is I think the talent of being able to, or the technique was just so important that during the performance I was impressed more by the technique than the expression of the music itself, because it felt a little bit static. Like it was like, because in the beginning, before they changed their, basically the gender of their voice, I was like, because it's not just pitch, it's also the gender feels different. I felt like, okay, like you're singing, opera, basically, like you're classically trained, but I wish you had more emotion. And then once they changed the genre, I was like, wow, okay, that's impressive. Now I see it.
Yeah.
But I should have seen I feel like I should have seen the emotion and the expression from the get-go, and I should have been already impressed with
Just
that.
like already just involved.
And I
with
think
it.
Marcelito Pomoy does that. So I agree with you on like, after Marcelito Pomoy, it's like, we've seen that, but the costume helped for sure. The costume was beautiful. It was.
I was going to say, going to Marcelito Pomoy for a second, there's been speculation that AGT's been screwing him over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were accusations. I think there's a little bit of controversy. I mean, I think there is a certain amount of controversy when anybody from that part of the world doesn't win everything because everyone's like, but he's the best person in the world.
Also, the Philippines has a huge, I mean, they got a huge fan base. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know.
So maybe they're trying to, kind of.
What kind of a screwing over happened? I have no idea.
Was it that his act got cut short, or was it that he wasn't? He didn't move on to the next round. Oh no, he didn't win.
He didn't win. There was something to do with like song choice, and then he came out later. Like his song choice was criticized. He came out later saying, "Well, I didn't choose this. They forced me to do this song."
It was Simon that had assigned, or like the producer had assigned him a song that was specifically picked by Simon, and then Simon was like, "You should have done a different song."
Yeah,
I covered this in my What's Hot episode,
which is crazy. Oh, if you want the link for that, check it out. We'll keep it in the link below.
But I would say that's almost like I would not say that's a Marcelito Pomoy type of like specifically done for him. I think that's literally every contestant in any talent show ever. Like I had a friend in Turkey, like The Voice Turkey. She did The Voice Turkey, and she said the same thing. She was like, I was screwed over by the song choice because they have like this catalog that you need to select from, and then they push you towards selecting either this song or that song, because even though it's a talent show, it's a heavily produced talent show.
Absolutely.
So, even the song selection was probably just because Marcelito Pomoy was going to go in this order, and in this order, this kind of a song made more sense, not specifically for the artist, but for the show. And then maybe Simon just forgot.
Right.
And then he was like, I didn't like the song choice because like, what kind of like, I don't know. It's just, I think it's the production aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's not fair, but it's not fair to everyone is what I feel like.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate, though.
It is very unfortunate.
With that being said, let's move on to our next act. We have Billy and Emily England.
Crazy.
Le Golden Buzzer.
Le Golden Buzzer.
Golden Buzzer, yeah.
I didn't realize he spoke French.
Oh,
my goodness. I didn't realize I understood it French.
The Bluetooth device is ready to
pair.
The Bluetooth device is disconnected.
Nous sommes désolés à toutes les how do you say listeners?
Écoutons
français, parce que nous pratiquons un peu de français, mais c'est un peu difficile.
Manger.
Je mange tous les jours.
As the French say,
Manger.
Wait, do y'all know that TikTok?
Wait, what?
As the French say, tous-les-vous.
Tous-les-vous?
No, tous-les-vous.
Tous-les-vous.
It's I'm sorry, c'est la vie. You know, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Yeah.
There's this guy that goes, as the French say, sous-le-vous.
Sous-le-vous.
Anyway, sorry.
Take Lavu to court.
God. Déclassé. Ooh, French.
Oh, God.
Not classy at all. Déclassé. French. Classic.
If anyone from France or anyone of French descendant is watching, they both appreciated that segment and hated it at the same time.
I'm so sorry.
It's great.
Je m'appelle Baguette.
Pamplemousse.
Anyway,
sorry.
So Billy and Emily England. But yeah, no. I thought it was amazing. At first I was like, roller skates, we've seen this act before. And then they put knives that were on fire.
Fire.
And I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going
Just the kind
on?
of escalation that you need. It's just
Absolutely.
absurd. There's
I
no
disagree.
Need for them to be on. Just,
Yeah,
I
no.
disagree.
Yeah.
The escalation we need, we talked about this earlier off cameras. The escalation we need is the illusion of her being let go
That's
and
what
flying
yes.
off the stage.
Yes.
I want to hear the cats from the
Yep.
backstage. I
Yep.
want the meow moment.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Insert effect.
That was what I said the same thing. I was like, I wanted to like let her go and see her flailing body fly off screen.
and land safely on a crash mat.
Or not.
Looking-
No, I'm kidding.
Or in a
Of course.
basket of kittens,
Yeah.
you know, either or works.
But no, I agree. The fire thing, it's always like, really? Like I loved this act. I thought it was great. But like whenever there's fire, if you're not like interacting with it in any way, like a flamethrower or anything, like her skates were just like on fire. Do you know what I mean? Like even the Rubik's Cube guy.
If you're not solving a Rubik's Cube,
right.
then what are you
It's
doing
everyone's
with fire?
mentality that it's just like, this act is kind of boring. You know what would make it better?
Fire.
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 And I just feel like it's a lazy choice to even though it's like unsafe and risky, and I appreciate the art of it, but like I just feel like really like we're gonna light roller skates on fire to make them
And
make
knives.
it, and
knives.
oh,
But then
and
it's-
knives.
And it's in part because the balloons were filled with like
Helium.
some kind of helium gas, and so
Right.
then they explode,
Flammable.
Right,
which
right,
wouldn't
right.
have happened had they not been on fire. I will
True.
just point out.
That is true. That is true.
They were thinking mini fireballs.
Yeah, it was
On top
necessary
of fire.
for that.
More fire.
Pyrotechnics.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
But if you do it, I will say, and you get all of them but one, and then you don't finish the act, and then kick that last balloon, what are you doing?
That's what I'm
Lame.
saying.
Let's get a little bit of showmanship going.
Lame.
I'm
here.
like,
I
why-
don't need you to hit all of them. It's obviously an incredibly difficult thing. But then to finish, just give it a kick.
Yeah, just
give
like,
it a toe
that's
punt
it.
there.
Just
Done.
pretend that it's a part of the act. You know? But yeah, that
Final thing.
nope.
No,
They just kept it up there.
It's just, it was there the whole time.
The producers screaming in their ears, "Don't kick that last one. Do not do it. It'll get people talking in the comment section."
But yeah, I mean, they're great. The speed that they get up.
It's bananas.
It's insane.
Absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
I started writing a question here,
Here we
and then I
go.
answered my own question because I remembered a fact. But
Julian, the intellectual.
and then I remembered I'm a genius.
I did research in my own brain and
No, but at first I was just like, how the fuck do they not get dizzy? You know? But then I remembered in ballet, there is some sort of technique where you're supposed to stare at one.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's called spotting?
I believe so.
You stare at one
You
point,
spot the wall, and then you. Yeah.
which is why they literally turn and stop for a quick second and then keep turning to literally look at that wall and just recenter for
Yeah.
a second. So they do that as well. And I was just like, that's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, I remember
I was
doing that.
never
in dance
able
class.
to do that in dance class. Like they taught me, but I would just still get dizzy.
Yeah.
I'm a flop.
I wish I knew this when I was
Flop
getting
era.
bullied.
It's
It would've been
okay.
great, you know?
Look how good you're doing now.
I'm glad no one got that. That is only for the
I'm doing
listeners.
great.
Easter egg.
But I this also highlighted for me. I mean, they're great. It's great. She is one of those funny acts where it's like she is obviously doing stuff. Obviously, it's very difficult for her as well. But like from a she just does look a bit like a prop.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like
She's
if you
there.
could
She's just-
maintain
yeah, she's-
body
yeah.
rigidity. Then like sure, just whip her around. But
Yeah. Yeah.
this highlighted for me a little bit of the format of this show, and what I don't like about it is that Simon is like, oh, you know, they're really good and they're part of my team, and then Mel B said, oh yeah, they should be good. Quote, you coached them. I'm like, what did he do?
Yeah.
What did he do? Absolutely nothing. At what point is he going to go up and say, I know exactly what you need to do to make that? No. He may never have worn roller skates in his entire life.
Did Simon suggest fire?
Maybe that was his.
I saw this one guy do the Rubik's Cube. You know what made it better? Fire.
No, I really wouldn't be surprised if that was his
Maybe
contribution.
fire.
Yeah, fire.
As he's like smoking outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, hey Simon, so we've done our thing. What do you think? Like, fire. All right, thanks very much.
It's so funny.
Oh, God. All right, next up, we have Tapeface.
I love Tapeface. I think Tapeface is great. I think Tapeface challenges what it is to, he is in some ways the purest form of entertainment, because there's no real kind of limit or structure to what he does. He just thinks of something weird and just does it, and it's fun and it's funny.
But there it is.
I just don't think this is his best performance.
I agree.
Think, you want a Shadow Ace, you want a V Unbeatable, you want even a Billy and Emily. Someone needed to say, okay, this is good, but what about fire?
I was gonna say the same thing. It needed fire.
What about fire?
You should have just lit Simon Cowell on fire. That would have been great, you know?
Because how stupid is Simon Cowell? Like, he spent 20 minutes trying to get him to hold the
what the
he's like, what am I and then he finally did it. He's like, I didn't know. Everybody in the world knew.
Was he just
everybody knew?
Do you think he was just making it difficult?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Do you think that he does that on purpose for certain acts that he doesn't want to be on stage for? For example, do you remember Anna de Guzman? He was messing with her trick.
On that. Yeah, maybe.
I think he's just annoying.
He's a bit of a C word.
He does it like.
Yeah.
We could say it.
Oh, we can't. He's a bit of a cunt that way, honestly.
Woo!
Wait, Dan, can you say it? It's lovely in your accent.
He's such a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
It could be. He could be using the kind of 7-year-old child thing when they get asked to vacuum. And
Yep.
like,
If I do a terrible job, I'm never getting asked again.
Yep. Weaponized incompetence.
Weaponized
That's the new
incompetence.
gaslight girl boss, right?
Yeah.
I've been seeing it all over.
Weaponized incompetence. I love that. That's
Yeah.
actually really good.
Might
Oh,
be
it's a
his entire
legitimate.
career.
It's a legitimate thing.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a That 70s
Could be.
Show
Well,
episode about it.
I hope that that's what was going on, because if he was doing that earnestly, then he's
Too much filler in the
needs
brain.
to be put in a home of some kind.
there should have been more. There should have been more to the act. I don't know.
Yes.
Like, I do think it is funny that, like, there's that like confusion of like, oh, nobody know, like Simon doesn't know what's
Yes.
going on and everybody's just cheering or whatever. But there could have been more.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he'd done a whole thing with Simon blindfolded and then done like before he did that crazy one with like the horse race
Yes,
with
yeah.
like
Oh,
milking,
yeah.
he's got
Yeah.
the toilet thing on.
Yeah.
Like, do that whilst
Yeah.
he's all there and he's hearing it all, because I love that like psychological trick of like takes it off and he doesn't know what's going on. But it's just too small for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too short. I feel like it was just not enough. Like I was obsessed with Tape Face when I first discovered him, because it just was like not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Right, like he was standing there, wasn't talking, and I wasn't expecting it to be so like goofy and funny, and this just like wasn't it at all for me.
Marissa was expecting.
Yeah. He just kind of always took me by surprise. And then this one, it was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
I mean, I chuckled. I thought it was fun,
Yeah.
but it just like, I see Tape Face as this like higher standard. Like, I think he's technically a clown. Like when I looked him up,
Yeah.
it's clowning.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Clown.
this is funny. Like, this is the kind of like clowning I can get behind, because it's funny and it's creative. Like, I remember dying, and I don't remember which episode it was, when he was on the stool and it was like, I'm free.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that at all. This was just kind of like, oh, huh.
Yeah.
No.
You know?
But there is also the sense with him, because he's super successful now. He's got like
Yeah.
a theater in Vegas is named the Tape Face Theater or whatever. And so you get a sense with this of like, he doesn't need this. Like,
Yeah.
he's here
No.
just to kind of remind people that he exists and to get them to like, oh, I'll buy tickets to this thing. And
You
maybe
know
he
what?
doesn't want to give away his good stuff.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, either that or like, it could be like leaving room in the competition for other people to kind of just like, shine. Because I feel like that's another thing. We don't see what happens behind the scenes, but I'm pretty sure they're all pretty much amicable with one another. So they're all supporting one another to be a part of this thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Not his best.
Yeah, but I think that with that,
Capable of so much more.
Capable of so much more.
much more.
I am underwhelmed. So I
is your
think.
dream?
What is your dream?
What is your dream?
Where are you from? I think like when you said that, like, if that's the case, I understand why people do it, but also like if you really are like the talented person you want people to think you are, like, you have more good stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
have good stuff coming, flowing. Like, I get that sometimes some things are better, but like, if you're really committed to your craft and your art, like, you'll have more coming.
Yeah, there's no reason to hold off, like,
Right.
basically, with the things that you create, because you can always create something better.
Exactly. Like, Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, there's no cap if you're that.
Yeah.
It's like
special.
George Carlin doing his stand-up specials, and at the end of every year, he'd just throw away all his material and never perform that again. So it's like forces you to like, right, I've got to do another hour now.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So maybe Tapeface should have, just give us some good stuff.
Yeah.
And then come up with some more stuff, dude.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. It's not like your prop budget's too much. That was all just like electrical clamps and
literally.
But I agree on the thing of like, he probably just wanted to sell more tickets, and it was like a good marketing opportunity for him, which is like, I think for many people that's the case as well. But I think it was a little apparent in his performance.
Yes.
And also he's not my type of humor in general. So like, like, it's good. That's like my stance in general, and this didn't feel.
All right. So last but not least, we have the living legend, Kodi Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
I really want you to start.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
He's obviously an incredible. Again, I'll reiterate: all of these are great. Everybody's really good.
Yeah, they're all fantastic.
It's just, I've seen it. Mm-hmm. I've seen it. I've seen him come on. I've seen him play the piano. I've seen him sing a really good song really well.
Yeah.
I want a bit more. Give me something.
Fire.
We need fire.
Set piano on fire, please.
Set him on fire too.
Set him on fire. If a dude can do the Rubik's Cube, well, I will do the Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It just needed something.
Yeah.
Give me something else.
Yeah.
What song did he sing again? I don't remember.
His own original
It was
song.
an original
Oh, got it. I mean, it was a good song.
by Magic and Dragons.
Exactly. It's like an outtake from an Imagine Dragons album.
Yeah.
Also,
That's a good way of describing it. Yeah.
Also, the fact that Simon was able to literally just walk up and everybody's just like, is he allowed to do that?
Yeah, that's
like,
funny.
he's just like, you guys never asked. Like, the hell? But I don't know. I mean, I liked. Again, I only know him from his audition and like some of the clips I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Popstar Kodi, which is what this gave me, you know? Right. And so it was interesting to see him play with like he just gets up and starts everybody. Just like, whoa, Kodi.
Ramen hair.
No, but I think it was refreshing to see that, and a very smart move. But at the same time, now that I'm hearing that this has been done already, Kodi, set yourself on fire, man. You know? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Light it up.
You should set yourself on fire, you useless.
By that I mean, like, you know, give us some pizzazz. Light the piano on fire. Light yourself on fire safely.
That's the episode title. Julian : Kodi Lee should set himself on fire.
That's a good
Oh
one.
man.
The thumbnail is going to be monstrous.
It is. It sure is.
So excited.
God.
Do your worst, Ida.
Oh man.
I'm so excited for this. No, but I 100% agree. It's just, I personally didn't like the thing that I didn't like the most was, oh God, it was the substance of the song, because like, it is so expectable from someone who beat the odds. Like this, the story of Kodi Lee is he beats the odds and he wins this coveted title, coming like from a lot of hardships in life and perfect heartwarming story. Yes, but that's his winning story. He's at the top now. I personally didn't want to hear about that exact same story of like, yes, I did it now and I'm singing a song about it. No, give me something else, because that is how that is how you've been marketed and that is how I know you anyways. Then, so why are you like reiterating the same story in this stage that you already kind of own? Like, you do not need to own us anymore. We're already convinced that we like Kodi Lee. Just tell us more about Kodi Lee that's going to like shock us,
Your
impress
likes,
us, whatever.
Dislikes, favorite color.
Yeah, like exactly.
Coming
Like,
from being
I
successful.
love blue or whatever. Like
Yeah.
he's just
Singing about like, oh, now I'm really successful. People give me lots of free stuff. And I'm like, that's weird because now I can afford to buy it myself.
I have an avoid an attachment style.
tell me that stuff. I don't know. It's like I don't expect him to like go out of his genre and like do everybody. Sure, but like I want him to. I don't know. If you're singing an original song, make it about something else. It just felt like marketing. Samey. Yeah. That's what I felt about it. Yeah. But I gotta say, like, beautiful voice. I loved that he had the piano in the center of his performance, but then also he wasn't just stuck with the piano. It was more than that. I thought he was taking advantage of, some of the budget at least. But yeah, just give me something different is what I felt about this.
Bars.
And melody.
Bass.
God. Bars and melody. Oh my
bars
God.
and
I
melody.
hate them.
Yes, I'm hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful today. Oh, God. Sorry, Bars and Melody.
Let's
not sorry.
Let's not spend the last few minutes dunking on somebody who wasn't even on the show, guys.
I didn't know what Bars and Melody
I'll
is.
throw hate for Bars and Melody anytime possible. I'll show you during lunch.
I had no idea. I was like, bars, melody, bass, treble.
I realized, I figured. Snare.
God. So here's the list of all the people we hate on AG2. But anyways, so yeah, overall great episode.
Very good.
I thought it was really good.
You were talking about our podcast.
You know what's funny? Me too.
Also, overall, great episode.
I think we did an amazing job.
The title of this episode, great episode.
Pat, Dan's back. Pat, Marissa's back. And then extend that. You got to extend that.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, right. Reed Richards right over here. But yeah, it was. Anything to add about the episode? What y'all think? I mean, like, I
think it's difficult. Your standards get a lot higher when they're all invited back people, and so you do get some. I'm saying nay to Kodi Lee. Like, he's an incredible singer, so it really does show that you need to bring a little something extra, something that we haven't seen before. Yeah. We've seen you before, so let's give us something new.
Yeah.
I think in the vein of it being Fantasy League, I would love like the Dustin's Dojo type acts to be included. Do you know what I mean?
Dustin's Dojo.
Like the funny stuff that's like, it's Fantasy League. Like, no, they're not. But it's fun. Like, tell me you don't have a great time watching Dustin's Dojo.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that like they say that this was handpicked by the fans and stuff, but I'm more than positive the producers definitely had a say in this.
Sure.
So there's
for sure.
Dustin's JoJo might have been able to do it, but then it was probably a thing of like, I don't know. I mean,
also,
give us something that's not so produced.
Yeah.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about, what do you think Darci Lynn is going to do? I'm kind of curious about that.
Oh my God. If she break dances, I'll freak out. I'll freak out.
She sets her puppet
on fire. Oh my God, her Miley Cyrus era. Oh yes.
Darci Lynn cannot be tamed.
Exactly. Gets out of that cage,
Yes.
sets the puppet on fire, and starts singing about
what could she
partying. I'm curious. I think it was Corey that theorized, what if she gets rid of the puppet? And please God, yes. Like, what better story than a Disney kid gone bad?
Yeah.
I mean, not bad, but like, like resistance. I love that.
The puppet
I
can't
love
come to
that
the phone
so
right
much.
now.
Ida's all about counterculture.
She's on fire.
She's on fire.
God. You know what would make this podcast episode? If we set it on fire.
Incredible.
I don't know about you, Julian. We've been setting it on fire since the moment you started recording.
Lighten it up.
Nothing but fire.
Yeah.
God.
Straight
That
flames.
was so funny. The puppet that can't go.
God. But this is a great episode. Just so for those who haven't seen the episode, the people who did get through were Unbeatable, Howie's pick.
Yes.
Cody Lee's Simon's pick. We've got Shadow Ace, who's also Howie's pick.
Yeah.
Kseniya Simonova, also Howie.
Yeah.
Wow. Kristy Sellars, also Howie.
Howie picks
And then
a
the Golden
lot.
Buzzer, Billy and Emily, which was Mel B. Great. I mean, we're gonna see some good stuff.
Very, very strongly agree.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Also, do we know why Sophia is not
There,
it was offered to her.
I think she had scheduling conflicts.
For Griselda, because she was filming Griselda at the time, which is the Netflix show. Really, really great. It's going to be coming out soon, I think, or it's already out. I don't remember, but
I think it's going to be out in the spring.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. But
Mother,
yeah,
Sofia Vergara, Mother,
very much Mother.
Classic.
Mel B coming back, also Mother.
Yeah, Mel B's also Mother.
But anyways, that is all the time that we have for now. If you like the episode, make sure that you go ahead and like and subscribe. Make sure you write down in the comments. Give us a rating and a review on either Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts, because it helps us out. Yeah, and Yelp. We have the Recap Room Restaurant, which is really great. TripAdvisor, you know. Oh God, TripAdvisor. I'm pretty sure we probably. That's a story for another time. But thank you so much for checking out the episode, this first episode of season 2. We will see you all in the next episode next week.
Oh, sorry.
Goodbye.
Sweatbacks.